Hi everyone, Merry Meet, welcome back. I decided I wanted to do a part 2 of a previous video that I just recently put up. And it's basically I wanted to dive a little more deeper into what your major arcana is for 2026, what that would look like for you, what's the possibilities of manifestation for you in 2026 with your theme of your major arcana. And I talked a little bit about that in the last video, and it was just inspiring and motivating when I did an example, and I thought, you know what I would like, and I'm sure other people would like too, if I kind of dive deeper into that subject and go through all the major arcanas and give you just a little bit of a general view on what that may look like for you in 2026 if you decide to work with that energy to help you manifest and create your own reality. So here I am. This is going to be kind of, I don't have anything written down, so this is all going to be pretty much what I know from my own knowledge of tarot and kind of give you an overview of what that may look like. Now, I do recommend that you go back to the previous video where I break down how to find your major arcana based on your birth month, birth date, and the year 2026, and breaking it down into one single digit if possible, or you can do 2 if it doesn't go any higher than 21, and it's based off of numerology. And so it's a really easy process. I'm willing to answer questions the best I can if it's confusing, or you can just Google it. Google knows what I'm talking about. So yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get into it. So there are technically 22 major arcanas if you count the Fool's card, but the Fool's card starts at 0. And that is really difficult to count as a major arcana based off of numerology, because numerology starts with 1. But where does that place the Fool card? Because the Fool card is pretty fantastic. I think it has a really wonderful energy. It's about faith. It's about new beginnings. It's about taking chances. And I kind of tuned in a little bit to my guides and the Akashic records and kind of asked a question out loud, and I got an answer. I said, well, where does the Fool card stand in this whole process? And the Fool card, it represents the collective. The collective with its relationship with Source, Universe, God, goddesses, whatever your belief. It's just pretty much because it's the faith card. It's about taking chances and new beginnings. And so it just represents the whole. And so the Fool card always kind of stays in play no matter where you're at and what major arcana you are on based on your birthday and the year it is. It's always in play. So I hope that clarifies a little bit. It definitely clarified for me, because I mean, I always feel a little young at heart, and I always feel that connection and that faith, and so it's always nice to see that at play. So where does that bring us to? Where do we start in this process? So if you did the breakdown and you got 1 as your number, then you got the Magician. So that is really neat. And personally, I have the Magician in my year that's coming up in 2026. So why is that? I talked a little bit in the previous video that you have a possibility to have 2 major arcana cards based off of it if you don't go higher than 21. And I got the Sun card, which is 19. But if I decided to break it down, it would be the Magician card. So what does that look like for those who have the Magician card as the theme for 2026? But it's also, I guess I need to clarify this too, is that this 2026 sets everything up. And it sets up for a new journey. It's a new chapter, a new page for the next 10 years and a 10-year cycle. So if that's true for those who have the Magician card, that would look like becoming a master manifester. It would mean making your dream life happen. It would mean, my cat Hufflepuff agrees, it would mean that you would have a really good opportunity to understand what's within you and the power you have within you. I'm going to pause real quick. All right, Huffle has, she's gotten the attention she wanted. So where was I? I was talking about being a master manifester. And so what that looks like is that you have an intuitive knowing of putting everything you have together, all your experiences, and making your dreams come true. It's really in that process. You can be really good at manifesting anything you desire during this year. And it would set the pace and the tone for the next 10 years, where you could, of course, every year you're going to have a new theme, but within that theme of a different tarot card is that you can make things happen. It goes in within that process of learning to make your dreams come true and trusting the universe in the process. So it's really a special, magnificent time for you, especially if you are interested in the law of attraction, which I'm assuming you are because you're watching this video with me. So, and I know I am. So I'm going to be definitely tuning into my Magician aspect. Okay, so if you got 2 as your card for 2026, you got the High Priestess. And so what does that look like? Well, the High Priestess energy, if you're looking for a manifestation and then something that's setting the tone for the next 10 years, and so this really means that you are in tune with your inner wisdom. Intuition is switched on. You are a light bulb in the darkness. You are shining bright. You know things. You have a really good chance to dive deep into Akashic records during this time. You can definitely have a chance to there may be a chance where there are angels and guides and mediumship skills awakening for you. This is also a divine feminine card. This is one of the major arcanas that represents divine feminine. And it's also representing the inner feminine knowledge that you need to manifest. And so you would be really good at manifesting from wound space and heart space. So wound, heart, and mind during this time. So pay attention to any intuitive hits because that's going to help you understand what the next 10 years look like. Again, what, your intuition, working with your intuition with the other arcanas for next upcoming years will look like for you. And so, yes, this is a very powerful year for you, especially if you are wanting to use your intuition and embrace your intuition and understand the mysteries of life and the mysteries of the universe. All right, so if you got 3 as your number, 3, I'm wearing 3 today, 333, then you have the Empress. All right, the Empress. Ooh, I love this. So you are setting the tone for your next 10 years of leadership, feminine leadership, especially when it comes to family roles. Because the Empress is the mother card. And so if you are thinking of starting a family in 2026, this would be your year. It's also a year for you to give birth to things that you're dreaming of, projects, and maybe even like an epic project that can expand for the next 10 years. And so something really big, something really powerful that will have a lot of nurturing and loving energy, where you are willing to commit and see this project grow. Because the Empress is also the divine queen. She's a ruler. She is a leader. And she also has a really fantastic counterpart. So if you're looking for that counterpart, which her counterpart is the Emperor. So this is also a time to ask for a divine counterpart. Or if you are in a relationship, maybe think about leveling up together. And I just saw 1, 2, 3 on the time thing. So something to think about. With this I recommend doing a lot of, if you are a woman or even if you're a man, to work on the root chakra for manifesting. What are your needs? Really getting in touch with Earth, doing, if you're thinking about goals or what you want to manifest, be outside quite a lot, because the Empress is the Earth Mother. And so being out in nature would be really beneficial, or something maybe you're really attracted to doing in 2026. All right, so that divine counterpart I was talking about with the Empress, well, now we are going to talk about him, the Emperor. I love this, that he's holding an Ankh. So the Emperor, again, is very similar to the Empress, but it's masculine energy, a divine masculine leader. And so this would be, if this is where you're starting out, you're going to want to take charge of your next 10 years. And you will want, again, build an empire, something that you're willing to commit to protect, to rule with authority. This may be a time where you are wanting to step into your authority role and to be taken seriously in your life, and being serious and taken seriously in your goals and what you want for you and your family, because he is also the father figure. So what he wants for his family, wants for his community, is very prominent in what he thinks about, and what maybe possibly you'll be thinking about in 2026 and onward. And so something to really think about. Again, it's the father card. And so family is a big part too of the Emperor. And so he may be looking for his divine counterpart, also the Empress, and looking for that relationship where they can be a power couple, pretty much. Looking for a power couple in the going forward. And again, he's going to be wanting to be outside, mostly in the sun, and maybe even chance of taking martial arts, because the Emperor card is Aries, I believe so. And so Aries is a god, actually, and he's a god of war, and his counterpart is Aphrodite, which is the goddess of love. So you want to protect the things you love, and that could be in any shape or form. Yourself, your goals, your dreams, your loved one, your divine counterpart, your family, your community, because I really feel like the Aries energy is about love. It's just protecting those that we love. So that may be something very important for you in the next year and moving forward. All right, so we are moving on to 5. If you got 5 as your card for 2026, well, this is pretty cool, because I know the energy of 5 is about change. And so positive change, which is really interesting that with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is the tradition card, and actually, in a way, a counterpart to the High Priestess in duality, the divine feminine to the masculine. So the Hierophant is the teacher, the tradition holder, the storyteller, making sure that there are records written down, stories are written down for next generation. So this is going to be something that's really important for you moving forward from 2026 forward. What traditions do you want to see? What stories do you want to have be passed down? What's your legacy? Pretty much that's something very important for you coming up. The legacy that you want for your life and future generations. It's also, since we saw there the priest, it's the priest energy is a connection to God, or the universe, whatever belief you are thinking, but as you can see there, so there is a possibility to working with higher powers during this time, especially when it comes to manifesting. But for setting the tone, what are you manifesting? What's your legacy? That's going to have to be the question going forward. And it has to be deeper than something of just, I just want money. It's not going to work that way. Well, I want money, and let's having it more here. I want money, that way my future generations will continue to grow and thrive and break generational habits of poverty to generational wealth. Seeing how that may changing the narrative there. So it has to be deeper when working with the Hierophant and the legacy the Hierophant brings and the journey and the stories that he's going to pass on. So that's what you'll be working with if you got the Hierophant for 2026. All right, so the next card we got is the Lover's card. Personal favorite from mine, because my soul card is the Lover's card. So what does that mean, having the Lover's card as you're setting the new chapter for your next 10 years in 2026? So what does that looking for? It's all about love, and that's it's simply, it's So your mind, when working with this card, is that you'll have a lot on your mind about love, about relationships. But most importantly, I think it's really key to start with is your relationship with yourself and how you love yourself. And so this may be a perfect time for you to do self-love exercises and learning how to appreciate yourself, change your mindset, because this is going to be about a relationship mostly with yourself for the next 10 years. But we can also come into your relationship with others, mostly a divine counterpart. So this may be the time where you after you do the work, or if you are feeling like you love yourself and you feel really good in that area, might be the time for you to work on manifesting a divine counterpart, a relationship, a marriage. And so there's also a chance too, if you're like me, if you like romance, and this could be a time to romanticize your life, or if you like to write, and you may be able to write romance novels, or even have a chance to write a screenplay or some kind. But anyway, it's a time where you really can dive deep into how you communicate with yourself, because the Lover's card is a Gemini card, and so communication and love and coming to that sacred language is going to be really important for you in moving forward in the next 10 years. All right, if you got 7 as your card for 2026, you have the Chariot card. Pretty cool. So the Chariot is, first thing that comes to mind is, are you ready to go see the world? Are you ready to get out of the house? Are you ready to go ahead and do all your travel dreams that you want? That's immediately what comes up with the Chariot card. The Chariot card is about movement, but it's nothing that's going to slow you down kind of energy. So if you have a dream and you're ready to go forward with it, this is a chance. It's going to keep you going forward. And nothing's going to hold you back, because you're ready to go. Because the Chariot is about overcoming challenges and not being tied down anymore. And so if there have been obstacles in the past for you, they pretty much don't have a chance with your horsepower. Or in the picture there was cats, so you may be attracted to working with the goddess archetype Freya, because her chariot's pulled by cats. But there's a lot of movement, and so you'll be on your feet, you'll be going, and that's pretty much it. You're going to keep the wheels rolling for yourself, moving forward, and that's setting the tone. It's like, okay, where do I want to go in the next 10 years? What experiences do I want to have? What do I want to see? That's going to be what's taking you forward. And of course, you're going to have a new arcana card with each year, and so it's going to see how that plays out in the next 10 years. So yeah, so it's going to be a very exciting time of seeing new things, experiencing new things. We have 8 as our next card. If you got 8 for your 2026 Major Arcana card, we got the Strength card. I just love that. I love lions. So, what does that mean? It really means tuning in to all the strength that you have gained so far. So, inner strength. This is not... Well, I can say that's not necessarily true. This could be about bodybuilding. If you have a dream for going bodybuilding and becoming a bodybuilder for the next couple of years, go for it, because now that's the timing for it. or even just like building strength, physical strength. That is very true. But it's pretty much, I find like the strength card is about inner strength, those inner talents we have. What are our talents? What are our gifts? What do we fall back on and lifts us up with what we naturally have? And so this is something that's going to be very prominent for you moving forward, is like if you have any talents, you can really use them to your advantage in manifesting or having them being shown into the world. Because it's also very interesting, the strength card is about the Beauty and the Beast card. So there's a lot of grace with this also. There's unconditional love with it, because Beauty loved the Beast in his beast form even before he became a prince. So sorry, my romance writer mind just sticked there too. It's like, if you like that genre and you're into writing, or even if you just want to read, that'd be a good time to pick up those type. They do have a genre in in romance with the Beauty and the Beast aspect. So if that's what you want, go for it. But overall, like moving forward, you're going to be using your strengths, or building your strengths, building your talents in the next couple of years. All right, so we have 9, the Hermit. So freaking cute. I love that all. Okay, so the Hermit. So if you got 9, well, that is a cycle. We were talking about 9s, so that's a cycle breaker. So, and so that usually comes in when you're with the dealing with the Hermit. Is that if you've been wanting more time to yourself, and life has not been able to adapt to that, this would be the timing for it. This would be a chance for you to go inward, to have that personal time, to actually take a breath, to reevaluate, and go deeper. Go deeper into your spirituality and your connection with life. Even though the Hermit is pretty much withdrawn and stays to themselves, they have deep knowledge, and they can really contribute to their community, but when they have enough time to themselves to evaluate, they have a chance to really dive deep in some really beautiful knowledge. And so if you're looking for that soul growth where you're ready to take a journey by yourself, and this can be a physical journey or a metaphorical journey. It's just you're ready to really know yourself and take a journey by yourself. This would be the year. This would be the start. And it's not going to be a little bit of loneliness, but overall, if you're looking for the mindset of being comfortable in your own company, this is the time to manifest that. All right, we have 10. If you got 10, we're now moving out of the single digits, which is possible if you can do. And then you can reduce 10 to 1 and have 2 major arcanas. And so, but we're just going to stick here with the Wheel of Fortune, which is 10. And so this is pretty great, especially with manifesting, because you are lucky. You are lucky. You are in a lucky season, and maybe even starting to a new lucky decade. And so what does that mean for you? Well, I'm going to say right off, like, if you do have a dream of feeling better at winning games or winning, like this, there's a very good chance that this can happen for you. But I'm not saying that's completely for everyone, because it just depends on who you are and your relationship with the energies in the world. But what does that look like outside of winning? That means that you are going to be noticing cycles around you, and you're going to be really in tune to the seasons. And I recommend manifesting with the seasons too, because each season has its own energy and vibration. And if you do that, that would really beneficial into moving forward to understanding the seasons of your manifestations and the seasons of what comes in and the divine timing of everything, because the Wheel of Fortune is also about timing. It's a timing card. So it may feel like if you're looking for a chance to be in the right place at the right time, this would be it. This would be what would be coming in for you. Wait a minute, I have to find the thought again. All right, so since we are dealing with a wheel, I got my thought back. It's about movement too. The wheel is consistently moving. Time is consistently moving. So one of the things, though, you may need to learn to understand is patience. And so if you're learning if that's part of your soul growth and learning the manifestation process, is learning not to rush the process. There is going to have to be divine timing, and you're going to have to learn to be patient for things to naturally come in for you. All right, that's what I was thinking. Okay, the next card we have is the Justice card. So this is really great. So how to start out for this? So the Justice card is really about balance for you. So it is a balance, but a very physical balance. That's one thing we're going to do. It's different from the Temperance card. Temperance card, we'll talk about that more, but to clarify, that is about energy balance. So the Justice card is more about a physical balance, practical balance, law. So if you have felt like you've been kind of shorthanded by the law in previous years, even just like physically too, or energetically, this is the Karma card. This is probably going to be a card that your good karma, karma is just always karma, but let's change it to Dharma, which I think is a different aspect of it. So there's purpose. So you'll start to understanding why things happen and how that can work in your favor. So things will be in your favor for, usually if things look like it may not play out, with the Justice card going forward, it means that things are playing out for in your favor, even though if it doesn't look like it at the time. And so, and this can be also very practical too. And again, everyone's different, has a different story. But if you are trying to become a lawyer or in law like this, or that's like something that you want to manifest in your life, this would be a really good chance for you to go forward with that energy for the next couple of years. It would be like a good sign from the universe that, okay, you are meant to do law in some way and to help with justice and protect in some way. So that's pretty exciting. All right, the next card we have is the Hangman. So the Hangman, this is going to kind of challenge a little bit of my skills of what I know about the Hangman and how to make this work with manifestation. So let's go with it, because the Hangman is, to me, always about perspective. It's about, the best I can describe it, if you were ever a kid and you used to hang upside down on the monkey bars, the world looked a lot different, didn't it? It sure did. And so that's pretty much the energy of the Hangman, is taking a different look at the world around you and trying to see what you have missed at a different angle. And so if you like to investigate, if you like to dive deep into mysteries and you want different points of view of the story, this is it. And this may be a time for you too, where you feel like you want to have a different look at your life and what it's been so far and what you want to take it forward, and you want it to look differently, this is the time to do it. And to really ask yourself some questions about that process. Because if you don't, like one of the lessons that would be is that you can kind of get stuck in the hangman position of what perspective you see. It doesn't open your mind if you decide to fight against the energy. So this is a time, if you can, look at the energies and how it may be trying to open your mind to a different point of view. So, and change beliefs, because that's basically what it's about. It's about changing beliefs and how you want your life to look like. All right, the next card we have, if you got 13, then you got the Death card as your card going forward in 2026 and setting the tone for the next year. So I know that when I say Death card, a lot of people get a little freaked out, and that's understandable. I like sometimes different tarot decks that rename the card like the Broom or the Phoenix, because that's pretty much what it is. So I'm going to go with the Phoenix, because the Phoenix is a good representation of the Death card. Because it's all about letting things die and then being reborn into something new. It's all about alchemization. And so, or you can even say this could be a process of a flower. Let's even just say a bulb. You plant it in the fall, and it doesn't look like there's much life. It's all happening below the surface, and it comes out in the spring, and then it passes away in the summer, and then turns back into a bulb, and it goes through the whole process again. So, and I don't know about any of you, but each year I replant my bulbs, like they become more beautiful, more vibrant each year. So that's pretty much the process of it. This is going to be asking you, if we're going to use the Broom aspect, I think that was from Cozy Witch Tarot, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. It's cleaning things out. Okay, you may be really like looking at your life, looking around your environment and saying, I don't want this. This is not me anymore. I feel different. I want to be different. I want to look like someone else. This reminds me a little bit of like Marilyn Monroe in a way, because like Marilyn Monroe, she was a brunette. She had a different name at some point, and she looked around her life and decided she wanted to transform into someone different, and she did. She became one of the biggest figures in Hollywood. She became blonde. She had a vibrant career. She was magnetic in so many ways, like as a feminine symbol. And so that's pretty much what's going to be happening for you in the next couple of years. Even though like it can be scary, and I'm not going to say that there may not be death, because this is life we're dealing with, but it's going to be, even if you do experience grief and that may happen, it's going to transform you into a better version of yourself, because you're dealing with the Phoenix energy overall, and that's very, very special and motivating in a lot of ways. So you're going to have quite a wonderful decade of a lot of transformation, and you can take this from a Scorpio, because the Death card represents Scorpio energy, that is going to help you grow and become more magnetic and revolutionary. So, all right, that's what we got for the Death card. I had to take a drink from there. Hopefully I can continue with my voice. Luckily I have a microphone right there, so. All right, so we're moving on to one of my favorite cards I was talking about before, the Temperance. I love the Temperance card. Oh, so I was talking about with the Justice card that was a card about more the physical balance of life, and karma too. But with the Temperance is more about inner balance, inner peace. And it can be also a major manifesting card, because I think within like the Temperance card, usually as a woman, she is transforming hot water into steam. And that's a cycle of alchemy. And so if you feel like you are looking for inner peace in yourself and you want it to be reflected into the world out of you, this is the time where it's going to be really important for you to work with inner peace practices, meditation, even if it's we're coming back to making hot water into steam, making coffee in the morning, making tea in the morning, saying your affirmations into it, because that's going to be all about the process of alchemizing your inner peace. And yeah, I just love the Temperance card, because every time I look at it, I feel it. I don't know about all of you, but when I look at it, it's like I feel that peace. I feel that. And it's also too, if you're into different energies of like male and female, Temperance card is very much a Divine Feminine card about feminine peace. And if you've been a feminine, or even have the feminine mind where it's a lot about thinking of what's next, you have a hard time sitting still, you have to be consistently moving and changing. This may be where, like, finding your grounded energy, being really grounded. And I'm talking about, too, I probably should mention this in the Justice card, but the Justice card is more of the masculine energy of balance. So, yeah, so that's what I have for Temperance. All right. We have 15, and 15 is the Devil card. And I can understand that may be a little scary. Again, it's one of those cards that I ever mention, and people get a little nervous. But it's not as nervous as it may seem. So overall, the Devil card is about toxic relationships and toxic habits. And so if you are looking, and if you got this card and you're looking to break habits, break generational cycles, breaking a bad relationship, getting out of there and wanting to start fresh and new, and you recognize that this is not good for you, this is the year for it. And it's going to help you move forward into the next 10 years of having healthier habits instead of ones that, kind of bring you down. And you are looking to be uplifted, and you're ready to break those negative cycles. And this could even be negative cycles that you have with yourself, because we said it's a bad habit. And this may be a good time to look and see where you're toxic and how to heal that aspect of yourself for the better. And so that's what I have for the Devil card. All right, so if you got 16 as your card for 2026, you got the Tower. And again, this is another card that I know scares people. But I talked about it in the previous video when we were using the example. And I did that day example because it was December 3rd. And I was like, okay, I'll just use that as an example for like a birth date. But it's not as scary as it may seem. The Tower card is about change. It's a change card. It's about understanding that you want something different. And so if you have a goal or you have a vision of what your dream life may look like, and you look around at your life and you realize that that doesn't really line up, this is your opportunity to change that, because you can really start over. And that may look like, selling all your things, getting a new job somewhere else, moving to a new country, a breakup. This is, even though those sound like really kind of negative things, it's really like a chance to reevaluate and recognize that there's things in your life that need to go away. It's not a right foundation for what you are building for you and your dreams. And so you can say, no more. I'm going to start again. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to do something different. And it can be, the Tower card can be uncomfortable because change is uncomfortable. But it's the best it's the best soul growth card there is out there, especially when it comes to manifesting, because it puts you in a position where you're not afraid to fall and then get back up. And that is really, really strong power and strong medicine to have within your soul. All right, that's what I have for Tower. All right, so we are going into 17. If you got 17, that is the Star. Ooh, the Star. So that is ultimately the Aquarius card. And so the Star is about being really connected to the cosmos. So if you're looking for a deeper connection to the cosmos, I recommend that this is the year that you dive deep into that. And that may look like you need to get an astrological reading, or you want to become an astrologist. I don't know. Whatever floats your boat. But this is also where you can be the star. I've seen this show up in different ways for different people over the years. I know a personal friend of mine, she did acting, and it was her star year, and she got lead roles in theater. So this could quite literally mean that you could become a star if you have an acting career, or you want to become an actor or an actress. This is an opportunity where you could be the main character in lots of ways, and that could be quite literally or energetically in your life. So the Star card is about being noticed, being in the spotlight, but it's also deeper than that. This is a connection with the universe. You are working with star energy, planet energy, and so I highly recommend you get an astrology reading. I know a couple of fantastic astrologers. So if you need a recommendation, I know one particular lady she will help in so many ways. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, this is also a chance where there's a wish, especially if you have a really big wish, it could come true for you this year. I can use another example. So I had a wish to be an author. And when I got into my star year in April, I published my first book. And that was the 52-week Tarot Spreads book. And then later on that year, I published a romance novel. So that was a dream I had for many, many years, was to become a published author. And it happened. So there's opportunity for that in this year. And then moving forward, if you you're starting in this year and you're looking for the next 10 years, there's opportunity for certain wishes to come true that are aligned with the next couple of cards that you'll have for the next previous years. You would have to kind of figure out how that wish ties into that energy for that year. Okay, that's what I have for the Star card. All right. If you got 18, then you got the moon card. I love the artwork on this. I just saw an orb go over my head. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to get a little personal with you. In 2025, I was in the moon phase of my life. And so this was probably one that really felt like this was the beginning of my journey of working with theme archetypes for each year. And mine came into landed on 9. And so, but let's get into your year and what I figured out during the process of what the moon looks like and what it might look like for you. So the moon is all about divine feminine energy, very cosmic divine feminine energy. And we talked about that with previous energies and cards through this whole video. But this is very cosmic, universal, divine, because the moon is there in the cosmos. And so you may really feel in touch to broaden your horizons with your feminine energy, regardless if you are male or female. I know for me personally, I really got into archetypes, goddess archetypes for this year, and it's been such an amazing experience. But more to it, like the moon is also about intuition and dreams. So this could, and it's also about secrets of the feminine, secrets of the universe. And so you'll be diving deep into what secrets have been withheld for you, or what secrets you want to kind of hold to yourself. It's and your secret ingredients for manifesting. Who knows? It could be anything. But it's also going to be what lessons that come attached to the moon is about phases, because the moon goes through different phases of life, and ultimately it teaches you that regardless of what phase you may be going through in life, you're always whole, and you're going to have to learn to tune into that wholeness regardless of what phase your life may be in, even in the next couple of years. And so it's going to teach you what makes you whole and your connection to that inner wisdom and that inner divine feminine cosmic universal wisdom, if that makes sense. So it's going to be a very life-changing year for you. If you got 19, you get the Sun card, and that's where I'm going to be in 2026. The Sun card. Well, the Sun, oh boy. What? Again, we're talking about a cosmic connection, a cosmic force. Very big. And it is going to be it depends on who you ask. Personally, my belief system, like the Sun has kind of feminine energy, but that's where I more lean towards. But it has more in culture and stuff, a masculine energy, a very bright energy. And so the Sun, if you are looking for happiness, if you are looking to, well, personally, I'm going to tell a bit about what I'm manifesting. It's like I'm looking for that happiness where I am loving my life. I wake up excited and happy and joyful most days. I want that kind of be in my energy. If you're looking into wanting a more vibrant morning routine where you love mornings, or are more in tune with the day, to how to move forward in your day, this is a good year for that. But ultimately, the Sun is about happiness. It's about success. It's about really being seen. And so if that's something you are looking for, looking forward and manifesting going forward is being seen truly for who you are in every aspect. Because when you're in the sun, you can't hide. You're out there. You're seen. There's not really many hiding places to. Their shadows can be illuminated, and so there'll probably be an opportunity to do some shadow work. But since there is so much light, the shadows are easily maneuvered or to go away too. So that's something to look forward to in the sun card. It's also going to be a deeper connection with the universe and the cosmos, because it is the sun is a life force. And so if this is too where you're looking for having your life force be, and life force I'm thinking about like battery and energy. If you're looking for energy, this is something too very important aspect for you in the next year, where it could be a reawakening for you. A recharge. Okay, so that's what I have for sun. All right, if you got 20, you got the Judgment card. And so, wow, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so as a tarot reader, I have to admit though, sometimes I have a little hard time understanding the Judgment card as a whole, as a wisdom and as a vibration from it. So I'm going to just do my best here to summarize from what I feel from it and what I've worked with it in the past. So we're going to start here with the basic here. We have the word judgment. And so if you are looking to manifest where you want your judgment to be, you want to trust your judgment a little more, or do you want the others you work with or around or your family to recognize that you have good judgment, that you're wise, you know your stuff, this is going to be the year forward for it, and plus moving forward with it. Because the Judgment card is really about a higher calling. You may also have a chance to tune in to angels, if you believe in angels or other divine sources or divine energies, because you're pretty much the receiver. This could be, again, this could be a receiving card. If you want to receive, well, you have a chance to get it. But this could come into more communication. So if you're looking for receiving more clearer messages, clarity, this is the year for it. And that's pretty much what I can summarize knowing with the Judgment card. Like I said, it's one that I kind of struggle with, but that's what I can understand with for you. If any of you have had the Judgment card in the past and you have some comments about it and what it may look like for you, I would be very interested to find out. So, I mean, I know I'm coming around to that cycle at some point where one of these years I'm going to be in the Judgment Major Arcana, and so I may come back and give you an update of what I found out about it. All right, we are towards the end here. If you got 21, you got the World. And I love this artwork, the owl on the world. Okay, so this is ultimately the cycle, because we're towards the end of the Major Arcana. You restart again with, the Fool, but the Fool is always going. Or you start with the Magician. So the World is about completion. It's about everything coming full circle, everything coming to be whole and together. So if you are looking for completion, especially of anything big and that was that you've been working on or have hope for, this will become very beneficial. This is something that's lasting, because especially with care, because with the World we have to care for it. There's a coexistence, and an ecosystem with it. So if you're looking, and you have the World card, and if you're looking for healthy ecosystems, to support you, this would be a good time to manifest it. Or if you have a world trip, this would be the opportunity for it. That's very a chance to see the world. But it's also to expand your horizons. If you're looking to, and you have a dream that looks like that, there's a chance to expand your horizons and even expand your wealth, because you'll find out that traveling, and like just from previous experiences, like traveling always broadens your horizons, and so this would be the chance for it. If you're also looking for to be grounded, to find a chance to plant roots, to have a home, this would be an opportunity for that. This with the World card, because it's putting down roots and having something that's really wholesome for you is really a great chance with the World. All right, that's what I have for the World. And we come to completion of all the major arcanas. All right, thank you everyone so much for watching this video. This was really a joy and probably a challenge for me too. Like, I have to admit, like breaking down what all the major arcanas. But that was fun. I really enjoyed that process. I am going to be, like I mentioned earlier in the previous video, I will be opening up a chance to have readings for if you want to kind of dive deeper into what 2026 may look like for you, and then moving forward. I will have a Candly link pretty soon that will have spots available for readings at a really discount price. I do quite a bit more than just talking about a major arcana. There's a lot to it I do. And so if you're interested, let me know. Or if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll try to help you out. So that's what I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to send you all lots and lots of love. Until next time. And again, well, in case I didn't mention it, I don't think I did, but let me try this again. Have a really great 2026, whatever that may look like for you. Bye for now.